Hi, I'm Pam Medina, and today I would like to show you how to breathe in yoga. So there's a lot of different breathing techniques in yoga, but there's one that you'll probably find in every single yoga class that you take, and it's called Deergha Swassam breath, or translated loosely as the deep three-part breath. So, and the way that I'd like to show you how to do this is by laying on your back. That way, you're not focused on a yoga pose. You can just lay down and relax. If you have two yoga blocks at home, that can be also helpful. If you don't, no big deal. You can find anything to put on. I just want you to have something on your belly and your chest so that you can feel and experience and see what's happening. The other thing that's helpful is to have a small pillow or maybe a little blanket that you can put under your head so that you can watch the belly and the chest rising and falling. And I'm just going to set that here at the top of my mat. And if you have a lot of back pain laying down with your legs straight, you could bend your knees or you could put the pillow, the bolster, underneath your knees. And I can show you how that might look. So you're just going to go ahead and lay on your back. And if you need to, you can put a bolster under your knees and you would just lay right here on your back. If you don't have the bolster, no big deal. Just have your knees bent, feet on the floor. And if you don't need to have the knees bent because your back is in good health, just have the legs straight. So centering your head and laying on your back, turning your shoulder blades under. Want you to just bring your awareness to your lower belly. And you could take your block and put it on your belly. And just relax your hands here. Now close your mouth and exhale through your nose. You'll see the block go down. And then inhale through your nose. You should see the block rise up. Exhaling through the nose, you can see the block lower down. Pulling the belly button back a little and then inhaling, letting that belly rise up. Exhaling, pulling the back down, pulling the navel back. Inhaling, letting the block rise, bringing it all the way up. And exhaling, lowering the block down. Just do that 2 or 3 more times on your own. And if you're having a hard time, just really try to focus on relaxing your belly muscles on the inhale and then pulling the belly muscles back. A lot of times we practice very shallow breath and we're not used to taking the breath down this low. So what's actually happening is the breath is not moving into, keep breathing like this. The breath isn't actually moving into your belly, but your lungs are filling, the lower lungs are filling, and then the diaphragm pushes down and the internal organs need to make space for themselves. So they kind of change shape. And that's what creates the illusion that you're breathing into your belly. Take one more breath here. And then just let your breath be natural. And at any time during this practice, if you feel a little dizzy or lightheaded, that's okay. That just means that your body's not used to having this amount of oxygen being delivered into the bloodstream and into the brain. And you'll get used to it. It's just your body letting you know, like, wow, like that's a lot. Like, that's a lot of oxygen. And it means you need it. So that's another great reason to do this laying down. So then the next part of this is just learning how to breathe into this thoracic area. And you could I like to turn my block up narrow and just set it on my breastplate. And um, you don't want it to tip up here to your collarbones. Okay, right now you just want to focus on this. And so if you are big chested, you might even want to just do this with your bra off so that there's more space for the block to rest on your chest. Okay, so let's exhale completely. And now just focus on up here, breathing into the thoracic, lifting up the chest, letting the block rise. And then as you exhale, let the chest fall, let the block come down. And again, inhale, let the chest rise, the block rise up. And then exhale, let the block come down. Inhaling, letting the chest rise up, the block rise up. Exhaling, letting the block rise down, fall down. Inhale, the block is rising. And this is all in and out through your nose. Exhale, the block is falling. Inhaling, the block is rising. Exhaling, the block is sinking. And so do this a few more times on your own. This style of breathing is very beneficial for your whole body because, as I said, you're getting more oxygen, by up to 7 times more oxygen. And that helps the whole body function at its optimum level. Especially beneficial for folks with asthma and allergies that often we're not breathing. I'm a person that has allergies. And so when I'm having an allergic reaction, I usually decrease my breath so that I don't breathe so much in, or it's quite unconscious. I'll get stuffy. All right, let's take one more breath like this up just into the chest. Great. And then for the third part, we're going to just focus on up here on the collarbones. So just set your block aside or whatever prop you're using. And I've seen people use like little stuffed animals or whatever, and it's good for the kids too, if you want to help do this with your kids. So just holding your collarbones, okay? So they're this bone that goes across just above your chest up into your shoulders. So you're just going to put your hands there. And this is probably the hardest one. So what you want to do is really close your eyes and focus on the space. So inhaling as deeply as you can until you feel the collarbones shift a little. And then exhale and feel the collarbones settle back down. Inhaling and exhaling. So the collarbones are rising up. They might even be spreading a little on the inhales, and then on the exhales, they're settling back down towards your hips, closer to your feet. And you can even see, you may not be able to see on the video my collarbones moving, but you can see my elbows moving. So this breathing like this is wonderful as well for detoxification. If you recently quit smoking, you might be coughing a little, or if you were sick, if you had COVID, you might have some still lung clearing out here, or recent cough or cold. Okay, let's take one more breath into the collarbones. And it's just the lungs filling to their fullest capacity and the body shifting, shape shifting to make space for that breath. Okay. And so now we're going to try all three. So you're going to take one block, put it on your belly, take the other block, put it on your chest, and then you're going to take your hands and put them on your collarbones. Center your head. And then, of course, unless you're watching this video for the first time, then maybe you want to watch. That's perfectly fine. The nice thing about watching recordings, you can rewind them and watch them again and do them again. So just centering your head, letting your eyes close, exhaling completely. Then inhaling into your lower belly, into your chest, and all the way up into your collarbones. And then exhaling to your collarbones, chest, and belly. Inhaling, filling your belly, your ribs, and your collarbones, your very tippy tops of your lungs. And exhaling through the nose, relaxing from the tips of your lungs down to the middle, down to the lower lungs, feeling the belly come back. And again, inhaling, expanding, lifting that block. And the second block, lifting the collarbones with the breath. And then exhaling from your collarbones, chest, down to your belly. Feel the lungs deflate completely and inhale, fill them up all the way. Filling all three parts and exhaling, emptying all three parts. And let's just take a few breaths like this. One more. Great. And then let's try this without holding the collarbones and without the blocks. So just set them aside. You could bring one hand to your belly, one hand to your chest, or you could just rest your hands by your sides with the palms up. So exhaling completely through your nose, mouth is closed the whole time. Inhaling through the nose, expanding the belly, ribs, and upper chest. Exhaling through the nose, emptying from the upper chest, ribs, and belly. Inhaling, expanding the belly, ribs, and upper chest. And exhaling, emptying from the upper chest, ribs, and belly. Inhaling, expanding the lower lungs, the middle lungs, the tippy tops of the lungs. Exhaling, emptying out the tippy tops of the lungs, the middle lungs, and the lower lungs. And just focus for about a minute here, just breathing like this. Feel that you're drinking in nourishing oxygen, nourishing every cell on your inhales and on your exhales, letting go of toxins. Focusing on only the breath. Full awareness on the breath, as if nothing else existed. Take one more breath, just like this. And then on your exhale, keep your eyes closed and just pause for a moment. Just notice how you feel after breathing so deeply like that for the past few minutes. Om Shanti. Shanti. When you're ready, roll onto your side. Mm. Thank yourself. Thank you so much for joining me for this short tutorial on the breath. And to learn more, you can visit my website at theyogalily.com, and you'll see there a tab to get your first month of online yoga for free with me. I hope you'll join me.